Hello and welcome to a Friday night edition of the Third and King podcast. Today is Friday, May 24th, and the Giants just beat the Mets in game one of the series, 8-7. Another exciting come-from-behind win. Probably going to be a lot of similarities to the last two episodes. If you think I'm repeating myself, apologies. We're going to talk about things I liked and things I didn't like from the game tonight. We're going to do 4 of each, and let's just dive right in. First thing I liked, the Giants are 500. They're playing pretty well. They dropped pretty well below 500 there for a bit, but they're 7-1 over their last 8 games and have clawed their way back to being 500. Obviously, 500 is not fantastic, nothing to write home about, but they're trending in the right direction. The team is playing well. The lineup, 1-9, is really deep. Even Luciano hitting 9th is hitting really well. More on him later. But I think they're just playing really good ball. I think the place where they have the most room for improvement is on the pitching side, and that was going to be one of the strengths coming into the season. So there's still a chance that that rounds into form, and then all of a sudden this is a really good baseball team. We'll have to see how that develops, see how that goes, but at least right now, I'm optimistic. Hard not to be a little optimistic after the way these games have gone. Reminds me almost a little bit of the 2021 season where they just never really felt out of it. Even if they fell behind, they'd scratch and claw, and then someone would come up with a big hit to give them the lead. It's been a fun, week or so of Giants baseball. Can't complain about that. All right, the next thing that I liked is Matt Chapman. I've been saying his name a lot over the past few days. He didn't get a hit tonight, but he did draw a walk that led to one of the runs that they got there in the 8th inning. And then, just in case you didn't watch the game, he made an absolutely incredible defensive play to end the game. The bases are loaded. Giants are up 1 run. There's 2 outs, 3-2 count. Mets hitter hits a weak ground ball to third base. Matt Chapman charges it, barehands it, throws it to first base. Lamont Wade Jr. picks it out, and the Giants win. Me describing it is not going to do it justice. So again, if you didn't watch it, please go and find a highlight somewhere. It was an absolutely incredible play. He's playing really good baseball right now. I sound like a broken record when we're talking about Matt Chapman, but I'm not mad about that. The third thing I liked from this game, we're going to talk about Patrick Bailey. He obviously had the huge grand slam that gave the Giants the lead, put them up 7-6. He also had another hit, a stolen base. He threw out a runner trying to steal. And he's just an all-around great player behind the plate. You can tell the pitchers are really comfortable throwing to him. He just kind of has this demeanor behind the plate that makes him feel like he's in charge, and it's great having him on our baseball team. Okay, and then lastly, the fourth thing I liked from this game was the defense, and we'll say mostly. Again, more on that later. Obviously, there was that Chapman play. Tyro had a couple of great plays, including one in the 9th inning. Matos actually made a couple of really good plays in center field. Still think he's probably better suited for a corner, but because he's playing center in a pinch, he's doing a good job. And if he does move to a corner, let's say next year when Jung-Hoo Lee's back, all of a sudden with Jung-Hoo Lee playing plus defense in center, and then I think Matos is a plus defender in a corner, even if he's not a plus defender in center. I think that's what they're looking forward to next year. We talked about 4 things I liked. Now we'll talk about 4 things I didn't like. Again, a little bit of a broken record, but stop going down big early. It does make for an exciting game, but at some point, the rabbit's foot luck is going to run out, or you're going to fall short of the comeback. So let's just not rely on the comeback and just kind of have ourselves a nice, easy win one of these days. Okay, the second thing I didn't like, Kyle Harrison's outing. I don't think there's really anything to learn here. He didn't have not even great control. He didn't even have good control today. Missed a lot on his arm side with the fastball and the changeup, and just wasn't able to put hitters away even after getting ahead of them. Again, I don't think there's anything to learn here, but one of the things I didn't like from this game. The third thing I didn't like, again, we're just going to have to revisit it, is Marco Luciano's defense. I don't really know what to do about it. He is just not ready defensively. And at this point, because he's been playing shortstop as a professional in the minor leagues for so long, I don't know if he can get there. I hope he can, but at least right now, he's not ready. And I don't know if that's these moments are too big for him, or if the game's just too fast for him right now and he needs to settle in, or what the case is, but he's not playing good defense right now. And I don't know what to do about it, because the way that rosters are constructed these days, it's very hard to carry someone like Nick Ahmed just as a defensive replacement And Luciano's hitting really well, so I don't know if you can send him down. I think the Giants are in a tough spot with him right now, and that's why the front office and the coaching staff are paid the big bucks to make these tough decisions. I don't know what they'll do. My guess is they'll probably do something like I mentioned, where if they have a lead late in the game and Luciano's spot in the batting order isn't due up anytime soon, they'll just make a swap, but that's burning a bench spot for a light-hitting shortstop, and I don't know if that's worth it. I'm sure they'll figure it out, but yeah, I think they're in a tough spot with him right now. And then the last thing I didn't like is I do not like the return of torture. If you'll remember in 2010, especially with Brian Wilson, the Giants had a knack for getting in these close nail-biter games. They typically found a way to win, but they were very anxiety-inducing, and tonight was no different. I actually think Camilo Doval did a great job, all things considered. There was a misplay on a fly ball to right field by Yaz, which is out of the ordinary. I think that's just a weird one. You just kind of say, okay, that was weird, and you move on. And then there was that error by Luciano. He still got through it, so that was good to see from Doval. Obviously got a little bit bailed out by that Chapman play, but struck out JD Martinez right before that. So he pitched around some traffic that wasn't entirely his fault. But yeah, let's have a comfortable win one of these days, huh, fellas? Okay, that'll do it for us tonight. Giants have 2 afternoon games on the East Coast, Saturday and Sunday, so morning games for us here on the West Coast. Hopefully you have time to listen to this before you watch Saturday's game, and we'll be back again soon with another episode. You can find us on social media at Third and King Shop, or you can find our website at thirdandking.shop. Thank you.